Good afternoon. Hi, Amit.
Yeah, hi everyone.
Hello, everyone. We'll get started in a few minutes. We'll just wait for some time until people join in. Hi, Subinoy. Hello, Kanjira-san.
Hi, Anvit.
Hello.
Hello, I'm sorry. I
With
think
some
I was.
festival is happening.
Yes. So right next to my house is a temple where they have a festival.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there's some noise. I'll try to speak as little as possible.
We are also
Difficult.
joining. We are also joining the festival.
Please join. All are welcome. In fact, my son is going to perform today evening at the festival. So
Okay.
it's a local temple tradition where they have every year a huge celebration.
Okay.
And it shares a compound wall with my house, so there is no escaping the noise, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we can get started. It's 12:05. Hello and welcome everyone. This is the bi-weekly SODA Global Community Meeting. And generally we discuss different happenings in the community, any upcoming events, any of the open discussion points which we have in some of the issues, or if anyone has any concerns or suggestions on any project or any kind of activities in the SODA Foundation, this is the platform which you can use to share your views. I'm sorry about the background noise. There is some sort of a festival happening near my house, and unfortunately, I cannot escape that sound. I'll try to see if it can be reduced to a minimum, though. So let me just share my screen, and we'll just go through the agenda for today very quickly. The first and foremost we have is updates on SODA Code 2022. Then we'll talk about the TOC election that's happening and also some updates from few SODA projects, CDM, as well as Smart Data Archival. So to kick off, the first and foremost thing, SODA Code 2022 is underway. If you have not registered, you still have the chance to do so. SODA Code is started on March 1st. It will go on till March 31st, but I'll give you a sneak preview. We are going to be extending the date to April 15th. So you heard it here first because you attended the global community meeting. We are extending the hackathon till April 15th. The announcement will be made shortly in the coming week. But if you've not registered, it's the time. If any of your friends or colleagues or maybe students you know have not registered because it was a time they couldn't contribute, please inform them about this, and please share the information as well in your social media and in your networks. So the hackathon has started, and the best part is that we've already started getting a lot of contributions in all the partner projects, a lot of active members who are discussing issues and PRs with the project leads, and they are getting their PRs merged as well. So that is very good to see. As part of this, we've created a SODA Code channel on Slack. As you can see, there's a lot of back and forth happening over here, and new people who are joining in are always asking about issues they face, or for example, you can see that a SODA high PR was merged yesterday. So things like this are happening on a regular basis. So please do join in on the SODA Code channel so that you can also start contributing. Now, as part of the SODA Code event, we had conducted a orientation session early this month in February. Last month in February, and that event got 575 plus attendees, and we had a lot of people who registered on that day itself. So that worked out very well, and we had a lot of interested folks who did not know about the event, but they came at the orientation session and then got to know and then registered and actually started contributing to the projects. Now, continuing on those lines, we have two orientation sessions coming up. So one of them is actually a on-site bootcamp, a developer bootcamp for the hackers. Now, the details for this will be shortly released, but I can announce now that we are conducting this on the 21st of March. This is on Monday, 21st of March in Bangalore. This is at Krishu Jayanti College. Sanil, would you like to add something on it? Because I just think there's a lot of noise coming from my side now.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so like Anvit mentioned, as a part of SODA Code 2022, we are having online and on-site orientation programs. One online is completed. The second we are planning on March 25th. It will be online, global. Anyone can join. And we are also discussing about on-site events wherever possible. So in Bangalore, I think some of us are here, and some of the project coordinators are in Bangalore. And also Kristu Jayanti is officially an associate member of our foundation. So, and there are many students interested to join from there. So we are planning that as a venue, and they also agreed to provide the lab support for the hands-on. So our idea is to have 1-day workshop. So in the workshop, we'll help them to register, and also we'll help them to do the contribution uh, uh, to Soda Code issues, real issues, not fake or demo, the real issues across the project. So some of the project agreed to join us, or all the Soda projects we will have, plus OpenEBS, configurator, and SBK. So the project leaders agreed that they can join to help this on-site hands-on event. So basically we are expecting some contributions in the event itself, which will give more confidence to the participants, and they can do more confidence contributions post the workshop as well. So that's the whole idea. And this will be a the participant has to register. So by this weekend or latest by Monday, we will be announcing it, that how one can register and join, because it's a college. So you need to provide some information beforehand so that they can enable the security entry for the external participants. And also we need to have some number so that the logistics can be arranged. So this details will be announced. So we are working on the detailed plan of the same.
Sunil, this will be on a weekday?
It is on a Monday. It is not deliberate. In fact, we plan next week, but the colleges, some exams are going on. So they preferred the earliest date we could get is on Monday. And because it is a working day, the students are available easily, because it is mainly targeted for students, because it's a working college day, so they have to go to college. And at least the same college, I think they have around 100-150 students they may join. So that is where it is. Of course, it is hard for all of us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, that's fine. Let's go with what works.
Yeah, so we, as Sanvit told, we are extending the contribution window till April 15th. So we can plan more on-site events if people are interested, outside or inside Bangalore. Even outside Bangalore, if possible, we can arrange. If the community is like, say, 100 people are there interested, or any college, we can in fact try, not a problem. And Sai, we were discussing about one event at Wipro also, right?
See, true, but we are still not back in office. I mean, only C1, band C1 and above employees are allowed to come only for weekly 2 days.
Okay. I think that is a problem in other companies. For us also same.
Yeah, so we'll wait for maybe a month or so to see if things get normalized. Anyway, online we can always have. On venue is not a possibility yet.
Yeah, maybe you can encourage people to, I mean, each one of you, I think in the meeting, whoever is there in your organization, please make the Soda Code popular. I think we have the posters available. I'll be sending another message today in the WhatsApp group. So the posters are available, and the messages are available, so you can share in your organization or institutes. And another small request from my side is that, see, in this meeting right now 13 people are there. So if you can talk to your college, the college where you studied, this is a message I'm going to send after some time. I'm waiting for the latest poster. If you can talk to your college and give the information about this event, because it is our event, each one of you are part of this event. So you can send the information, talk to them, and encourage the students to join. It will definitely benefit students to get a great exposure of your college, and it is one way of giving it back to your old college. And so if you can do that, each one of us can do it. Maybe 5 to 10 registrations can come. At least 5 to 10 people will be exposed to this kind of an event, and at least 2-3 people from outside, I mean, from that list can at least attempt to contribute, connect with the community. It will definitely help their career, and it can be a good starting point for them to get exposed to open source. So I request each one of you to support in this way. It will be good for the college. It will be good for this event. And the posters, messages, all these things we can provide. And any information you want, or even you want a customized one, you can let us know. Whichever is possible, we'll try to help you.
Anil, I was asking about one thing. Like say now, whoever have already registered, is there a way to know who? So that we have some way of understanding what is the way it is being perceived. Do we need to do something more to be able to into the section and stuff like that?
Okay. So we have a list because the registration happens through the Linux Foundation platform. So we get a regular report from them. We have one minor issue with the report as of now, that the report what we get does not have the country field. We have requested them. So initially they have given something like APAC region, US region, like that. So we are requesting them to provide the country information so that we can strategize our focus. This is where we stand. And the report is there. So we have around, I think 200 kind of registration as of now for hackers. Because there are multiple registrations, right? Attendees also can register. But for the hackers, we are almost reaching 200. And our target is 500 at least. So 500 hackers, and also somewhere around 75 to 100 contributions is what we are looking at. So across the project, this is what we are trying. So
now, if we want to call few people, like we know they are good, and they might be interested as well.
Sorry.
If we want to personally call team members and ask them to register, I just wanted to know if they have already done it or not.
The only problem is that the registration information we can't share.
Oh.
But within the committee is okay, because you are part of the outreach committee, right? So maybe that is okay. But
got it.
Other than that, outside, because there is something like a data privacy thing with the Linux Foundation, so the information we can't share to any third party or outside. But as a part of committee, you can know the information and you can take some step. But other than that, we will not be able to share.
Okay, not a problem. We will catch it up offline on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sanil, I had the exact same concern when Syed asked me. I told him that even I'm not sure, but I thought that Linux Foundation has these, data privacy laws. So probably he may get access, but we may not be able to share it with anyone else.
Yeah, we can see the registration information anyway. We cannot share. That's for sure. Yeah. But within the committee, they can know that what is the status and other things.
Not exactly.
Not a problem. Yeah. But at least see, I'm sure that whoever is there in this meeting today might have not talked to your college about this event. If you talk to them, and if you get, say, 10 registrations, nothing more, 10 registrations, we will have 140 registrations, where we have 14 people in this meeting. So 140 registrations will come. So it will zoom up to 350, close to 350. So it is not very hard. In fact, we don't need to simply share all over the world, but at least we can have some focus support for the event, and in a way it will be helping students, right? We can at least start on the students part. And if you are part of the organization, of course you can share with the organization, and they can also, professionals also can register, and we can also help them. And anyway, any of your colleges or multiple colleges or organization, you think that there are more people, and you want to arrange some specific session for them to introduce soda or the projects or how to contribute, please let us know. We will put our best effort to do support that kind of initiatives. But we are very happy. I mean, at least like Anvit mentioned, it's seeing good traction. There are contributions happening to some projects. Some students are coming up, some people are coming up, and they are doing some hands-on. So it's good. Yeah, thanks, Anvit, and all.
Yeah. So
Any questions
just
we can take it.
exactly. So if anyone has any questions about Soda Code or about the upcoming on-site as well as offline online sessions, please feel free to ask them today, or you can also post them in the Slack. We will take it up with you. If you have any specific questions as well, you can go ahead and ask them now. Okay, I think we can move to the next point in the agenda. If you do have any questions, please use the Slack. We will take it up with you offline. The next point on the agenda is the SODA Technical Oversight Committee election. Now, voting for this is already opened. If you've not checked it out yet, you can do so on the link provided. This was shared in the Slack as well as the WhatsApp groups. If you've not received it, you can just check the history. You'll probably see it in our Slack general channel. Now, the Technical Oversight Committee is being, there's a new election up, and we've got candidates up on our website. If you want to go through their profiles, you can check out their profiles over here. This is the Soda Foundation TOC election 2022 link. The primary responsibilities of the TOC members are to oversee projects, foster cross-project integration, grow the ecosystem, and serve the community. So they will be responsible for overall the direction in which the SODA projects as well as member projects of the SODA Foundation will be taken, and also the kind of important decisions as to which projects integration will actually create more value, and also how the ecosystem for storage and data management can be improved. These are the responsibilities of the TOC members. Voting has started on 8th of March, and it will go until 15th of March PDT. I think this is 16th March India time, is it, Sanjay?
This is PDT, so it will be 16 for us.
16
for India, it will be 16. APAC, it will be 16.
APAC, it will be 16th. Yeah, so this is March 15th. The PDT. So until then, you have time, and the announcement will be on March 22nd, and the new members will be seated on the 1st of April. We are not making fools out of them. It is just a good date because we want to ensure that they can take up the new seat as early as possible and start taking SODA in the direction of their choosing. So if you have not voted yet, please head on over to the link. I can share this link in chat as well. Let me just copy this in this.
Yeah, it doesn't take more than a minute.
It's very fast. So if you want to get to know the candidates, then yes, you will have to go through their profiles. You can see, for example, Amit Devnath, his profile is on the website. Similarly for John Bent and for Keshwa Munigoda and Kiran Mova, for Rajkumar Jain, for Subhendu Banerjee, as well as Yusuf Yildiz. So some of these members, you would have seen them in different capacities in previous SODA events, as part of the SODA community. Some of them are new people who have shown interest in taking up leadership positions with the SODA TOC, and it's a mix of, as you can see, it's a mix of uh, enterprise companies as well as institutions as well. Uh, if you head on to the Vote Now page, you will see it's a Google form where you can just enter your email, your name, your company, and you can just select. And the best part is you don't have to select just one. You can vote for up to maximum 2 candidates. So who you think should be on the technical oversight committee, you can vote for them. Head on over to the link now and vote today. Voting closes on 15th of March PDT. Until then, you have time to vote for the 2 best candidates you think should be on the POC.
Yeah, basically this is for the open slot in the TOC. So whoever is coming from this list and the existing members will form the TOC.
Okay, so Sanil, there are 2 open slots on the TOC at the moment?
No, in fact, 3 to 4 are there. So
Okay.
the final decision will be based on the board.
Right.
So 2 is what people can vote.
Okay.
But probably we'll take a top 4 from the survey.
Got it. And then board will have their own discussions.
And then this will be reviewed by the TOC current team, especially the chair, co-chair team,
Right.
and then finally approved by the board.
Got it. Yeah. Thanks.
So one key factor is your vote.
Yeah. So
Your vote counts.
absolutely. So the more number of people voting is good for us, so that we get the right people on the TOC. All right, so that's that for the TOC. So Soda Code and TOC, we have 2 important things happening this month. The next thing is some of the project updates. Soda project updates. Joseph or Sushant, anything on the open source subjects, or are we looking at sometime in the next couple of weeks?
Hi, Anvit.
Yeah, Sushant. Yes.
Yeah, I just want to quickly update.
Yeah.
Let me share my screen.
Oh, you want to share? Okay, sure. You can share now.
Okay. Hi, guys. So as we discussed in earlier meetings, I think a couple of times we discussed already about Soda CDM. So we have been working under the Soda CDM for some of the data protection use cases. So we are trying to come up with the architectural level, analysis, and can come up with some reference architecture which we can keep improving based on the use cases we add. So initially we started when we started, we took some of the typical use cases of data protection, like we should be able to perform a backup operation at a different scope in a cluster, maybe at the cluster level or namespace or at application or anything based on the choice of user. And similarly, the reverse operation of that, which is about restoring from the backup and creating some schedule kind of a backup where you can specify at what or based on which policy your application need to be backed up, maybe based on the time or maybe based on some events. And the key thing is you might be having different providers to help you in performing this backup operations. So we can have a dynamic registration of different third-party providers, so that the providers can be hooked into our system and we will be able to get the business logic for performing this operation from any of the providers. So these are some of the things which we have been thinking to start off this project, because as I mentioned, there are many other aspects to this, like maybe the protection at the data protection is at cluster level, cross cluster, or maybe we have some migration use cases wherein you might have to migrate the application from one cluster to another cluster, from one providers to another provider. So there are a lot of things to get added to this, but we wanted to start off with some use cases, some architecture which is scalable enough to do that. So I just want to show a picture about the direction in which we are thinking as far as our architecture is considered. So as I mentioned, it is for currently our application helps to take the backup and restore performance, restore features for the Kubernetes applications. So when we see a typical Kubernetes cluster, we will have some applications already running on the system with their own manifests or their own request specifications. So we plan to have an CRD, or the custom resource definition based approach, which is typical, or it is like very relevant for such use cases, wherein we will define certain set of CRDs to perform certain operations, and we register them at the Kubernetes API server, and we will have our core piece where we will have some controllers which will be watching on this the resources and performing some operations. So the layout looks something like this. At the top we have certain application level CRD, user level CRDs, where user performs his or submits his requests, and we have a controllers to act upon that, and we have a framework for hooking the providers. So this provider framework is where we are currently digging more, so that we want to keep this framework as flexible as possible, so that flexible and also scalable, so that in future when we add different features from different providers, so we do not face any issues as far as integration of those providers are concerned. So this is a kind of a framework we are thinking of. Like, we will have a provider framework where we will have different interfaces to handle different functionalities. Like if you take an example of a backup, maybe it involve a backup about your manifest, which is nothing but metadata, and also the actual data in the form of volume itself. So we can build different services, we can expose different set of interfaces at the provider framework level, and below we have providers. So we have put some typical providers. For example, if you want to take metadata backup in the form of S3, then we can have a S3 provider. We can define interfaces and implement a typical S3 provider. So it can help us to take a metadata backup. And also for the volume, we can have third party provider implementations. So as long as we keep these interfaces very flexible, and also kind of a optional mandatory set of parameters, so that providers are free to implement in their own way. So this is a kind of architecture, or the initial thought process we have as far as our CDM design is concerned. So that is where we are now. So now next we will be digging into each of these boxes and see how we can zoom into this and place the functionality interface level split between them. So this is what I wanted to update, and any feedback or queries you have, we can discuss at this point of time. Maybe it was a very quick or a fast intro, but we can stop if any point we want to go in deep. Hello.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Okay. So I just want to add few points.
Yeah.
So we what we are going to do is that I don't remember maybe whether we mentioned in the last meeting or not. We are going to have a new GitHub organization wherein all the container data management projects will be placed. So we'll in the coming days we'll start the GitHub repository for this specific project, and also start putting the initial analysis and the documents so that the community also can join. They can give their reviews and requirements so that it can be more collaborative.
Right.
So we expected to do that in next 2 weeks time frame. So hopefully in the next bi-weekly, I mean community meeting, hopefully we'll be able to discuss about it.
See something show something from organization.
Right. Right.
Yeah, we will be combining some documents and bring it to a shape and push it to the repo once we are ready with that.
But at the same time, if you want to give any input, you can use the Slack and start chatting about it.
I think that is fine. Yes.
And if you're starting something, if you want to start to join a new project, to coordinate or contribute, this will be a good chance. I mean, because this project is starting almost from scratch.
Right. Yeah, and with that is from CDM side.
Sushant, as we don't have any information outside, can we put at least this image into the global community meeting?
Sure. I can put it. Fine.
One question: if we are using two different third-party tools for metadata and the actual volume backup, do we have to take care of aspects to tie them up, or how does that happen?
No, when we talk about providers, there can be two kind of providers. Maybe your provider is equipped for both kind of things. Okay, maybe you are able to take the data backup using the same provider for both the metadata and the volume. Okay, so for example, maybe you have a AWS provider where it can help you to do both. Okay, it can use the one set of interfaces to take care of metadata and another set of interfaces to take care of volume. So if you are such provider, then one provider will be enough. We will deploy it in such a way that it can perform this operation. But at the same time, it is not necessary like as a provider you need to support a bulk set of interfaces or features. So you can decide as which service you want to provide, and accordingly you can deploy. For example, here we have put CSI provider. Probably this will be developed by CDM itself. So if you want to use a CSI way of backup, right? So probably you can just select this, and the CSI snapshotting way of backup will be taken care. And at the same time, you can use your own provider, and the business logic lies inside your provider. Anyway, it's a part of your plugin. So you will take care of exposing your feature through this provider.
And Sai, one thing is that just to add to your question, so you're asking that, say, suppose metadata and the volume data, if you back up at two different places, how do we manage? See, in fact, what is the purpose of backup? The purpose of backup is to restore when it is required.
Correct.
So basically, a restoration is nothing but your workloads. Say, for example, your application is running, right? And there is something happened. So you want to backup, use the backup to restore the workload. So then you need the application metadata. The pod has to start, and with the metadata aspect of it in this application configuration, Kubernetes metadata, and then you need the data also, that volume data. So this will be taken care in the restoration process. So wherever you have the metadata, irrespective where you store for a particular workload, the metadata, the application configuration, Kubernetes native metadata, and the volume data has to come to restore the application. So this will be handled in the restoration process.
So that's the logic we are going to build.
Right. So that will be in the restore part. But some part is native to Kubernetes. We don't need to worry too much. But if there are some certain things to be handled, that will be handled in the restore controller.
And we plan to select, we plan to give where you want to keep the, all the location configuration and all the parameters as configs, so that based on your use case, you can set it up one or more parameters.
Okay, got it.
So in fact, why this metadata outside? Because at the CSI level, because CSI is one of the key in the sense, I think it is the only one storage interface today. Prominent. So in CSI, you can only take the volume snapshots in the data part of it. But data alone, you cannot restore the application. So you need the application configuration and Kubernetes metadata. So it has to be backed up. So so if you are using CSI, definitely this metadata will go to some S3 or object kind of location, and the volume snapshot will be at your storage level, and both will be restored. When the application pods are restored, these metadata will be used, and then the data will be restored.
Yeah, now we are mostly into digging those parts, like how exactly we can perform those things, how we can build a communication inside our core modules between controllers, providers, and all. What best we can, organize, so that because this is a basic, right? Maybe going forward we'll have more use cases, and we want to consciously take that design decision so that in future we don't face any design level issues to extend.
Yeah, and also our that smart archival part, what we had, probably can also be kept in mind. If something is needed, we can take care of it at this stage itself, so that we don't need to. It comes as a natural part of.
Right, because it is related.
Yeah, correct. That's what I mean.
This is related.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sushant and Sunil, one question I have. So currently in this CDM part, currently we are targeting that the backup should be based on the storage level, and they will only be backupping the data, right, wherever they want. Now, one use case is this. Now, the second use case might be, suppose the volume is there in my storage. I want to back up in a different providers. Different storage altogether. I'm not talking about the migration, but the backup part.
Right.
So, means what is the future of that?
You mean a cross-provider backup? You mean cross-provider backup?
Cross-provider backup.
In fact, In fact, the related feature is available even now. Okay, so suppose we are using the volume level interface. Suppose in CSI, right, volume snapshot kind of thing. Some of the storages, I am not very sure all the storages support that or not. Some of the storages, they can support backing up to any location. Say for example, in the case of Linstore, if I remember correctly, what they were telling is that they can take a backup of your data. I'm talking about data, not the metadata. Data to certain locations. Even they can take it to some S3 object locations, and then they can restore. So whichever is supported, we can use that. And other than that, if you see Velero, there is an option to take the data back at the file system level. You see that, say for example, you use a storage array and you mount all the volumes, right? Hello?
Yes.
So what you can do, it is at the file system level, because all the data, whatever is belonging to this application, will be at the file system level. That whole thing, the whole thing, you can take it as a backup and put it in S3, and we can restore, because that's the data. That is also possible. That I think Velero is already supporting. I think in our Soda Rustic demo, that is what we have done. We have not used CSI.
In node backup, right?
Yes. Because that is above the storage array, in the sense at the file system level, we take the data and the metadata. So that way also is possible. And now your question, probably little extension, probably some other feature competency to the solution is that I have NetApp. So NetApp CSI plugin, I am using a snapshot. Can I take that snapshot to some other vendor storage? Correct?
Right.
Yeah. I think the major challenge would be on the backup format. So if it is something like an object format, I don't see big issue, because it can be simply stored to any place.
Right. The main concern is that see, whatever, suppose provider needs the data, needs the input parameters.
Right.
I'm not sure whether we are going to give or not. I mean, see, I understand that it's provider capability, whether he supports means in on node backup or cross node backup or cross location backup. Uh, the main thing is the during the restoration.
Okay.
Okay, so if I can give the input to the, so okay, so basically it's a provider's capability, right? I was okay. So maybe I will complete
in our architecture sense, if you say it is the provider capability, but not necessarily that capability. So, for example, with respect to the storage array, it need not be completely depending on the storage vendor. In case if we can take at different levels the backup, the data backup. Of course, snapshot, if you talking about the snapshot, the format can be a problem, because the snapshot, if it is an object format, of course we can put it anywhere. But if it is not supported, probably you are issuing the CSI call to the plugin, and it is emitter saying that, okay, give me the destination and this thing, and if it is not compatible, it will give an error, maybe. I don't know whether we have done that kind of a test, but probably that will happen. In that way, it will be array vendor dependent. There are two parts to this. One is at the provider level, because provider level, we have little more control. It is not just the storage driver, right? You will have little more control on the provider interface layer, which we have. But if it is an array vendor dependent thing, in the sense it's their driver and their capability, then probably we cannot use the vanilla driver.
Right.
So it is not just about provider capability.
Right. But this is a good point. I think this is one thing which can be really unique. But at least at the file system level, I know that it can be done to different endpoints. And LinStore also, you remember, I think you were there in the LinStore meeting, right?
Right. Yeah.
In LinStore also, they were telling that they can back up as an object. If it is, see, as soon as you hear that my data, I can take a backup as an object, then I don't think the destination can be an issue. Any object storage should be okay.
Object storage is okay. The block and file, we need
file
to...
also okay. File also should not be having a problem. Block definitely you will have a problem.
Right.
Because every vendor, they have their own block format.
Correct. Yes.
Block definitely you will have a problem if it is in the block format. That is applicable, I think, for backup and even for replication, even for migration, data migration. But I feel most of the backups are moving towards more towards object, because it is more portable.
I agree.
Amit or Sushant, have you done any kind of experiments like what Praveen asked?
No, this we have not done.
Okay.
Even though we have come across this.
Okay. Praveen is going too deep, is it?
No.
Okay. I think he started visualizing things.
Right. Actually, I started attending the meeting of Amit and Sushant, right?
No, that's very important. See, once you start visualizing, I think you will get more use cases, different things.
I hope for the next meeting we will have more details on this high level after 2 weeks time.
By the way, next month we need to have the POC also.
Exactly.
Okay,
Anvit, you can continue with next part.
Right. Thanks, Praveen. Thanks, Sushant.
Anvit,
Yes, sir.
I see some new members also in the community meeting.
Yeah, I was about to get to that. Yes, I just
Okay,
about to
okay,
get to
yeah,
that.
thanks.
Yeah. So I think these are the updates we have. Praveen, any updates on the smart data archival you want to give before
Yes. So on the smart data archival front, I've already start updating the README file, and I'm started already updating some documentation part in our GitHub repo.
All right.
So
right.
just now updated the README, and then I will keep adding our whatever the design we have, and I will create the issues based on our understanding of the sub task. So those parts I will be keep doing in the backend.
Okay, cool.
So that's the update only right now I have. Amit is here, right? Amit Devnath. Amit, are you here? Can you hear me? Amit?
Yeah.
Amit, so just we wanted to check means how much you are means how much you can give time so that we can assign some task based on your ability.
Yeah, actually, so I can give some time now. So I'll get in touch with you and we'll start.
Sure. Okay. So I will create the issues and assign to you some issues. Okay. Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I see few names which I've not seen before. I'm not sure if they attended any meeting when I was not there. I see Katsumi Kanera-san and Teruo Koyanagi-san. Other than that, I think someone was here who left. Ayman Fatima has left. Hello, Kanera-san.
Hello.
Have you joined the global meeting before? This is the first time?
This is my first time meeting.
Oh, very, very nice to meet you, Kanera-san.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Maybe you can quickly introduce yourself and your interests in soda.
Okay. I had over 20 years work in infrastructure area, and I'm interested in storage, network, and servers. All those infrastructures. So I previously Terada-san from IIJ joined this meeting, but he left our company and I joined this committee. So yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Thank you, Kanira-san. So you were with IIJ and now you've shifted to a different community now.
Pardon?
You were with IIJ and now you have changed the company, is it?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, okay. Very, very nice to meet you, sir. So you are interested in infrastructure and storage
you.
infrastructure. Okay, okay. Thank you, thanks you. Koyanagi-san, hello.
Yeah, and with he was part of.
He was
Hello?
part of it. Okay, okay, okay. No,
Yeah.
I'm okay. So you joined the meeting before as well. Okay, okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you.
I
Okay.
think he's from Toyota.
Oh, it's
Right.
Yeah,
Toyota.
I'm from Toyota. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
You know, former guy is Silvan Raphael. Yeah, I'm represent. I replace with him.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
as a representative of TMC. Yeah.
And you work with Ito-san, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
you work with Ito-san. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think that's all we have in today's community meeting. Is there any point anybody wants to talk about something or any bring to our attention about something? Well, if not, then the most important takeaways from today's community meeting. Please spread the word about Soda Code 2022. The information that you require is all available on Slack as well as WhatsApp channels wherever you are. You can share it with your networks, you can share it with your colleges and also with your professional networks. The on-site rather, or offline meeting is happening. The hacker orientation is happening on 21st of March in Bangalore. We will try to see if we can organize any such other developer boot camps in other cities or other countries as well. But at the moment, we have one in Bangalore. The online virtual orientation session will be scheduled on 25th of March. That's a Friday. The timings of this will be announced shortly because we are still discussing based on the availability of all the hackers. And another time sensitive thing that we have is the Technical Oversight Committee TOC election voting, which is open till the 15th of March PDT. So please ensure that you vote for the two best candidates that you think should be on the TOC. With that, I would like to wish everybody a very, very happy weekend. Thank you for attending the global community meeting. See you again in 2 weeks. We will keep you updated about the next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.